hear anything.
Hello?
You can hear me?
I don't know. We're on the air. Everybody, you're on the air with the new studio of Just Enough Heshy. And I'm here with my beautiful, handsome, not beautiful, you're just handsome co-host, Boomy. How are you?
I'll take that. I've had better days. I have a lot to
Be quiet. You didn't come with us, so you're easy. So we're going to talk all about this, what you did to us. Sawyer, how are you?
I am great.
I've been with Sawyer since 4 this morning. Please kill me, somebody. I'm joking. And my guest co-host tonight is my nephew, Moishi. Moishi, say hello.
Hi.
He's handsome. He's looking for a girl. But besides that, he drove us to Washington, back from Washington. He lost our car in Washington. That's true, and we're going to talk all about this. We're going to talk about a wonderful day today. We're going to talk about what happened at the rally. I posted so many videos today. Not too many, about 7-8 minutes of about 5 hours of running around. We were 11 minutes away from getting into the White House. Do you know that, Boomy? You know that?
Wow, I had so you had not told me.
But you know, I didn't introduce you how handsome you are.
You did.
I did?
Yes, I appreciate
Good.
it.
Thank God.
We were
I forgot.
also 11 minutes away from a shooting.
I know that. We were right there by the shooting, and of course, I protected Sawyer. Anyways.
Yeah.
Oh, you protected me. Anyways, we're going to start our commercials. I want to do my show. We're at our new studio. The problem with tonight is that we don't have a telephone line because we had some issues with the channel 620 AM. I don't know if we'll be on next week, but for sure this week we're on. We're doing it remotely from our new studio located in Borough Park, Brooklyn, and you're all able. We have a window, so you can even look in and now watch me doing my show.
Deep within the bowels of Borough Park,
deep
Brooklyn,
within the
in an underground chamber, safe and secure.
Do you see that I'm wearing a red tie?
You can be
I see you're
texted
very
during the
patriotic
show.
today, presidential looking today.
Because I almost got to see the president. I was 11 minutes away. Done. Anyways, we'll discuss that and why that happened. But in the meantime, we're going to start the show. We have a good quote and joke today, something from Washington. I even told the joke in the car on my YouTube channel, so maybe you guys saw it. Anyways, High Tech Web Group. This is a wonderful man. How he was able to set up this studio in less than 2 days. I bless him. Jaime, I love you. High Tech Web Group, 212-235-2777.
And we're not even finished yet.
We're not even finished yet. Info, but his email is info. His website is info at hightech HITECHWEBGROUP.com. Really, he was able to set up a studio, a show, the websites. I mean, this is the man that if you want anything to do with the internet, anything to do with the web, this is the guy you got to call.
Aren't we even podcasting too?
We even podcasting. 212-235-2777. And if you want to listen to the show or subscribe to the show, of course, YouTube, Just Enough Heshy. Facebook, Just Enough Heshy. Email is justenouggheshy@gmail.com. Somehow find Just Enough Heshy online and you'll be able to get to us. And next week, we're going to have a great number, a 212 number. I'm hoping it comes through. I'm scared to tell it to you. But if you want to reach us tonight on the show and ask questions, Moishi's looking at the phone. Just text me at 718-288-7844. Moishi's going to answer all texts, or at least he'll tell me what the question is, or I'll make one up. 718-288-7844. What should I do? I'm not going to lie to them. That's part of my quote. 718-288-7844. Text the show. But that was High Tech Web Group. And who do we have next?
TT Styles, wigs, hair, makeup, weddings, events, and all affairs. She will do you up to a T. You can reach Tehila at 516-362-6484. That's 516-362-6484. Or you can look up on her Instagram at TEHILA at TEETEESTYLES1, or her email at TEHILA@ttstyles.com. Again, you can reach Tehila at 516-362-6484.
And remember, she brings out the beauty in you.
She does. And we have up next Green Line Building Solutions. That is my company, and I'm going to tell you how great I am. This week, not only did I pass 2 inspections this week, and I went to Washington, D.C. While I was there, where my team was working, people are coming into me with emergencies. This city, this de Blabio, this Crackamo, he's messing you up, and you guys are going to hear about stuff that they're going to even try to do to you, about detaining you, putting you in jail in case they think that you might be a health risk to society. Terrible, terrible.
That could be a prelude to internment camps.
Hold on, and while they're holding you, they can start, going through your bank account.
It's not bank accounts. They will kill you, and I'm going to tell you a story about a 73-year-old woman.
Because it's profitable for them to kill you.
718 718-871-0382. 718-871-0382. We're located at 202 Foster Avenue. We're open from, 7:30 in the morning till late at night, but 718-871-0382. We do all your plans, permits, filings, ECB violations. We have an in-house lawyer, in-house expediter, 3 architects in-house, and of course, Heshy me. I'm the only one that handles inspections. I know. I'm retiring in 1 month and 22 days. That's when I start the campaign, everybody. February 22nd, we hit signatures for 1 month. I'm going to need volunteers. Come down to my office at 5318 16th Avenue. We're going to need volunteers. HeshyTishler.com. But don't forget Green Line Building Solutions for another month and 22 days. But my company will be we're going there. I really trained a really good team over there. 718-871-0382, 202 Foster Avenue, parking in the rear. And of course, we have HeshyTishler.com. Guys, I'm ready to rock and roll. What happened today in Washington, D.C. was terrible. 718. What's 718?
Actually, so many people I've heard are blaming you for this. They say you created a riot. You were inciting people to go out there and to attack the halls of Congress where all the crime originates from.
I wanted to go in there and save pens. Who's next on our list for commercial? Because Avram is telling us speed it up.
Cougs. We have Cougs Power, a family-owned and operated company serving the Brooklyn community and local areas, committed to quality and superior customer service. They specialize in residential and commercial lighting installation and repairs, as well as wiring or rewiring of your home or business. Check out their website, www.cookspowernyc.com, or call Cooks Power at 718-794-8236. That's 718-794-8236.
You made a mistake. It's 347-794-8236. 347, I don't know, maybe she mixed up on the way she was drinking in the car. I saw it. 347-794-8236.
I told you not to drink.
Cougs Power, KUGSPOWER at gmail.com. Really, electric is not a thing to joke around, guys. I see fires, I see danger, and right now with people needing sign-offs, be very careful. This man is fully permitted, fully insured. Cougs Power, I like him. Matter of fact, he invited me to an event this week. Had a very good time with him. 347-794-8236, or email him at KUGSPOWER at gmail.com.
Call Cooks Power and lead a safe and happy life.
Anyways, we have James Meadows.
Highly ranked traffic lawyer, former criminal lawyer dedicated to all moving violations throughout New York State. James handles all points-related moving violations in New York City, Long Island, and upstate New York. Speeding, red lights, cell phone stop sign, for all your stupid moves that you make. Failure to yield and improper
What do
turns.
you mean all your stupid? You mean my stupid moves?
Whoever stupid
Well,
you made so. Oh my gosh, I'm
That's
not even
why we didn't let you
4
drive.
o'clock in the morning.
What do you talk about? Sawyer
Speedy Gonzalez over here was going.
Right, I want you. Sawyer made us crazy in the car. Almost made 2 accidents, and it was her fault.
What?
Yes.
I wasn't even
And she
driving.
gave me wrong
You
directions.
told the kid.
I gave you wrong
Yes.
directions.
You told the kid to cut the lights.
I did not.
Yes.
Yes. I love you, Moshe.
Now I'm
can't
beginning
say
to
it.
regret missing all the fun.
Wow.
Moshe gets a raise. Go ahead. Nobody gets paid anyways.
Unbelievable.
Go ahead,
You
Sawyer.
know, you could lose your license.
Let's go, James.
You could lose your license if you have like 3 tickets.
I know that.
Right. So you should call James Meadows. You can reach him at 845-842-5387. That's 845-842-5387 or 845-TICKETS.
James Meadows. He is one of the. He's just a great lawyer, and I'm telling you.
You would know.
I know. I do. He protects me all the time. I tell you guys, this is the man to go with, and of course, he does texts, emails. He's just one of the highly ranked in the DMV, especially when you have Mr. de Blasio and
Can I
Crackermo trying
describe
to
you,
screw everybody.
Heshy?
That's
Heshy.
de Blasio and Cuomo.
Heshy, I'd like to describe you in 2 words.
Yeah.
Moving violation.
Yeah, I know. James loves me now. I know that. Anyways,
I have a joke.
We're going to tell the joke in a minute. Go ahead. Next. Who's last?
We have pals. Everybody should become a pal today. Plaza Auto Leasing. They are not only a leasing company, but also a dealership. You get both the best worlds. You can lease, you can finance. There is no finance manager to meet with, just a friendly pal sales representative that can handle most of the transaction from start to finish without you even having to step foot in their office. All you have to do is place your order, and they will even deliver your car right to your door. What are you waiting for? Become a pal today. You can go down to Plaza Auto Leasing at 2750 Nostrand Avenue. That's 2750 Nostrand Avenue on the corner of Nostrand and Avenue N. Or you can call them and place your order at 718-975-9000. That's 718-975-9000.
718-975-9000. Where are they located? One more time.
2750 Nostrand Avenue.
Beautiful, right there, beautiful. And Bumi, who's your favorite travel agent?
Traveler's Choice, the lifers. For travel, they are your only choice. Let me tell you a little bit about Traveler's Choice. You call them, they arrange for everything. The best flights you can get at the best prices, hotel reservations and all, car, auto rentals, everything that you need for your entire, they plan your entire itinerary for travel and everything at the best prices, for the best places, the best prices. And
we got it. What's their phone number? 212-868-8698. Sawyer, cut them out. What's the phone number?
212-868-8698.
For all your travel needs, they are your
only choice
for travel. Anyways, guys, that's how commercials with it. We're trying to cut them down a little bit so we went a little bit quicker, and we're going to do your quote and joke of the day. And the only person who's going to laugh, well, we have no guests, so everybody has to laugh or they're fired.
How about our shout-outs?
Oh yeah,
Sergeant Peter,
and you know Mira
Nava,
Nava,
and
everybody,
her little baby sister.
Everybody should know
her name
my
is
son Moishi had a baby girl.
Mazel tov.
Oh, didn't we say that last week?
Yes, I believe we might have.
What's her name? Crackpot.
Oh, shut.
She got us in a lot of trouble, guys. Because of her, we were thrown out of the studio. That's why we almost weren't on the radio this week. We might not be on the radio next week.
That's one of the reasons.
Right.
No, they want you.
Right, crackpot. Well, it's one of the reasons. Mostly with a whole bunch of fighting over there in the studio last week. Wow, fight after, it was like 3 fights, almost fist fights all over the place. But anyways, Crackpot made us open up a new studio. I love that name. Her name is not Crackpot. What is it?
It is Crackpot Bear. No,
Crackhead Barney.
Crackhead Barney. Well, anyways,
close enough.
Bumi came up with a new name, Crackpot. I love it. Anyways, we are going to tell you my quote of the day. Ready?
Wait, I didn't do my shout-out to the Honorable.
Oh, so wait a minute. My granddaughter that was born, her new name is Laila Tamar.
Who's she named after?
She's named after, I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
Mr. Producer,
It's a
do you
beautiful
know
name.
He doesn't know. We don't care. But anyway, it's a beautiful name, Laila Tamar. And I want you to know I'm making a big kiddush, a big party on Avenue H and Ocean Parkway in the Chabad Synagogue on Saturday. It's about 11 o'clock. Everybody's invited. No excuses this time, guys. I'm going to have chulent and kugel and fish, and not fish. They don't want fish. Herring and sodas and liquor. I'm even going to be serving Blue Label. You know that? So you're all welcome. Come to Ocean Parkway and Avenue H. If you want to come, say hello to me. You can have a drink with me. I don't drink, but I'll let you drink some of the Blue Label. Anyways,
you're whetting my appetite. Of Simcha, says they say.
Right. Anyways, here's my quote of the day.
And and I got to do my shout-out to my dear friend, the Honorable Dov Heiken.
Go ahead.
Who I wish were the mayor. And right now, I'm beginning to wish he were the president.
You know, we had a staff meeting this week in my office, and I'm actually considering on withdrawing for councilman, which I am going to run, and maybe run for mayor. What do you think?
I think that would be wonderful.
So I'm not
You have my vote.
So I'm not going to run. I'm not going to withdraw my spot for city council. I'm the front runner over there. I think I'm going to beat the idiots that are running against me. But Amber Adler and some arena person.
I don't know who they are.
And Saperstein is a pretty nice guy, but I think I could beat them. The only thing is I asked my lawyer, can I run for both positions? Mayor and councilman. If I can get myself on the ballot on both and win one or lose one or win both and then withdraw, I think that would be a cool option. So we're looking into legal matters if I can run for both positions.
Sounds like a plan. I'll take it up with Rudy Giuliani.
We saw Rudy Giuliani today.
Did you?
Yeah. We saw him there. He just waved and threw us a kiss. But we only peeked at him.
I met him years ago when I was one of Dove's events, and I met him personally. I had a chance to speak to him, say hello. And
we got a lot to talk about. 718-288-7844. Text your questions in, and we'll have a nice show for you next week. Anyways, and I know, Eddie, you can't call into the show. I love Eddie, my boy Eddie from Dyker Heights, and Vince, and all my regular callers. I know next week we'll have a phone number for you, and you'll be able to call into the show. Here is my quote of the day, and this is a quote by George Washington. I stood there in Washington by Washington Monument. We passed George Washington College there, or university, and this is his quote.
We met him. We got a picture with him.
We got a picture with a guy who looked like George Washington. It was so cool. Anyways, it's better to offer no excuse than a bad one. Let me tell you about myself. This quote is for me. I don't make excuses. I tell you when I mess up. I tell you when somebody else messes up. I'm going to tell you the truth. Now, I'm not going to make this show about me and my campaign, HeshyTishler.com. Guys, we need a change. You saw what happened today in Washington. You saw how they trashed the Capitol. And it wasn't the Republicans, it was the Antifa and Black Lives Matter. We now know that for proof. Somebody was shot and killed today. Me and Sawyer.
That's what I had heard. It was Antifa, Black Lives Matter. They managed to get in, sneak their way in.
You see that? But me, Sawyer, and Moishi were there. We were almost trashed, but thank God right before they locked down the town, because we couldn't get in, we jumped in out. We found our car after getting lost for an hour. We didn't know. Moishi, how could you forget where we parked our car? We went to 10 different parking lots. He made me walk up and down 10 flights of stairs.
Listen, 2021 and 2001 are very similar numbers.
Right, you believe it? The parking lot was called 2021 and 2001. It's like very similar numbers. It's like me telling you I have 9 toes and 11 toes.
Heshy, did you have anything at all to do with the attack on the sacred halls of Congress? Because a lot of people that I've spoken to today, they've been asking me, and they've been saying Heshy and Donald Trump are to blame. Those two.
I want you to know.
I want to know if it's true.
We walked within thousands. I mean, they say there was 1 million people today by the rally.
I heard several 100,000.
Okay, it doesn't make a difference. Right. We couldn't even move. We actually couldn't move, and there were lines, there were bathrooms there, but we were just stuck there. At one point, we actually couldn't move, but we were moving. Everybody was taking pictures with us. People were screaming, Heshy, I can't believe it. I knew people there from Kentucky we met, from California, from Louisiana.
From everywhere.
Georgia,
Texas,
Alabama,
everywhere.
Texas.
Real,
Houston.
genuine, good Americans from all across the country.
Some people knew me. A lot of people met me from saw me from the Tim Pool show, and we were taking videos. I put a bunch of videos, connected it, and I posted about 7 or 8.
I saw it.
Heshy, you did not move 10 feet without somebody recognizing you.
It was great. We really had a good time, and we were making fun with everybody. One lady was dressed like a bug. I mean, I called her Biden, but whatever. It was very funny. But we had a very good time over there.
That was Hillary. That was she there.
The bug. I got you. So here's my joke of the day. Ready? I told the joke in the car on the way to Washington. I don't know if a lot of you guys saw it, but here's my joke. When I was many years ago starting out in plumbing, my job was to be we put in toilet bowls for all of the city of New York. They were changing from the 3-gallon bowls to the 1.5-gallon bowls. So what my job was assigned to was to make sure the toilet bowl works. I mean, how hard is it to do? You flush the toilet and it goes to water. It was. I went to 30,000 toilet bowls and flushed, and when the water went down, it worked. I passed inspection. That was a great job. And I kept doing it over and over, and I started getting crazy. One night, I woke up in a nightmare where toilet bowls were dancing around me, screaming at me, flush me, flush me. I tell you, man.
I think it's a cute.
I know, and I quit working doing toilet bowls after that. Anyways, I thought it was a funny joke.
When we were kids, we used to have arguments in class between ourselves, between my classmates and I. Who's got the most powerful flushometer around? Oh. And if you remember, in our building on 17th Avenue, you flushed. It was vavoosh. Yeah. It gave you it wasn't these little flushes that gave a wheezy little, today, almost apologetic type sound. It was a real power flush.
Back then you needed a toilet bowl for big guys like me.
That's right. The bowl just looked up at you and said, give me your best shot.
Why are we talking about toilet bowls? Are you crazy?
All right,
anyways,
sorry.
While I was in the toilet business, so we had a warehouse like on a main road where back then, like when it was on 38th Street, whatever, and so people used to get off the highway and speed and fly. So what we did was we used to have to pull the trucks out, leave them on the sidewalk, double park the cars, and sometimes when we were loading up, double parking, coming back, some days we came back a little early, so we used to double park the cars, and a lot of the cars were, they saw us double park, had to slow down. One day, while we were doing this, a cop comes and knocks on the door. And I opened the door to the warehouse and said, hey, I was nervous already. Oh, God, what do we do now? And the cop says, listen, your trucks are double parked. They're making everybody slow down. We have a speed trap across the street.
He's trying to give out tickets. You're stopping him.
Yeah. You see how good I was? I was good back then. Anyways, we're going to start our show today, but I want to talk about one very important thing. There's, first of all, we almost got into the to the White House. We were walking away from the rally. We got a text. Come out, because we expected it. After the thing, we were expecting to get it. We even met somebody that was in the White House the night before with this particular guy. And they invited us to the White House. Me, Moishi, Sawyer, and my friend Wade, we were walking. He was filming us. He was doing a documentary on us. And we were on our way we were 11 minutes away from walking into the White House. And all of a sudden, this craziness happened. And again, we missed it. Almost me in the White House. Almost there. Well, whatever. I'm never going to get in, it looks like. And for sure, no. And you know what I don't understand? Joe Biden got elected. Stock market goes up 400 points. Something is wrong. Chinese stocks go up. Oil goes up. All of our good companies in America go down because we're closing the stores. I'm just telling you right now, I don't believe in conspiracy. It's not possible that the whole world is conspiracing. But you know what? Look at Israel. 1 million vaccines were given out. But you know what? In New York City, 100,000. So far behind. And you know, they took away 50,000 vaccines from Borough Park. They took away 50. Now everybody's screaming at me. I made a video that I took a shot. Every year I take my flu shot. I take my TB shot because I'm a volunteer. And yes, they're making me take new shots that I'm a little bit older. So I took this shot and I showed the world that I'm not scared. And the flu shot, I believe, is protecting me against COVID. Now, I'm going to take the vaccine shot when it's available, not because I need it or I want it. I want this to go away. Maybe Cuomo and Bliblio will stop. Maybe they'll stop if this thing is done. But again, Fuchimamo, what's his name again? Dr. Fauci?
Dr. Fauci.
Says that it's never going to go away. Now we have a new vaccine. You heard what Blasio says? Oh, we have the higher virus from the United Kingdom. It's not true, guys. Nobody wore masks. Nobody getting sick. Borough Park, I'm telling you, is nobody going to the hospital? Somebody tells me today, Heshy, I was in the hospital. I had COVID. There was quite a few people in the hospital. I said, 1 minute. Out of the people that I saw in the emergency room, which was at least about 100 people there, how many people did you tell me had COVID? He says he saw at least 3 or 4. I said, even let's say you had 10. That's not called overflowing in beds. It's not, Boomy. It's not.
Heshy, tell me, why is it that we are so behind Israel right now in having the virus and having the vaccine given out? Why is that so? Over 1 million vaccine doses, injections already done in Israel and New York City, so few. What's going on here, Heshy?
The problem that I'm saying, it's not even the vaccines are so few. But why are we moving so slow? Why even?
Right, so why are we so behind? The Israeli government. The vaccine is being manufactured here in the United States.
So you're going to tell me that Israel is better. But you know, Israel has 8 million people. New York City has 8 million people. De Blasio has 30 hospitals. He has more qualified personnel here, more urgent cares, and still the man can't.
So why are they not doing it?
So let me tell you why. There was a company called Care or Care, whatever they're called, and they had 50,000 of the vaccine given to them.
It was given to them.
It was given to them. They took it away from them, I think, a week and a half ago, stating in this investigation they were doing it illegally. And people went there, investigation, they're using it, and then the state took it away. Not only didn't the state redistribute it, they actually threw it away.
They threw away 50,000 doses?
Yep. So I went into Park and I finally... So I finally met one of the guys and I went to interview him. I said, what happened? He says, let me tell you. We were doing the vaccines. We were ahead of everybody. We were flying right through the first week. He says the state wanted us to do pictures showing how we're doing the vaccine. You know, a propaganda thing.
Okay.
And the guy said, listen, we're not doing that, but if you want to do it, send us a letter that we have to do something like this, and we want to do it out of our office. So they sent him the letter. I saw the letter. It was given to a lot of the newspapers.
Okay.
And then they said, we're not going to do it at your site. You have to come to one of our sites. And what happened was the state said no. They had a big fight. And that's when they went into investigate and took away their vaccines.
Another thing they're saying, something about the hospitals, if they're not going to be giving out the vaccines, that the doses that we're giving to them, the bozo, not the bozo, the other one.
Quackamo.
Yeah, that one. He said something about that he's going to take control. He's going to take over personally.
The man is an idiot. He has no idea how to run a state. He's bankrupted us. We are going out of... Do you know that...
I don't know if you should say that because Dove had written a beautiful book just about King Cuomo and with a plethora of lessons as to what we can learn from King Cuomo's handling the plague of COVID. So, you know,
I know. All I know is, guys, if you want to text a message or
the only
something
thing interesting is the book has empty as pages without blank pages.
It's as empty as guacamole.
718-288-7844. I think Avram is going to tell me a couple of questions that came in through the YouTube channel. But I'm going to ask you. Somebody tells me now, 1 minute, somebody's quoting me now that there's a guy by the name of Aaron Mustafsky, and I'm just telling you the name. He's a boy from a neighborhood, and he was also a guy who stormed the Capitol, which I'm disappointed. Why would why would one of us storm the Capitol? I'm very disappointed.
Well, you know,
I mean, we were there.
Shocking.
I mean, if I was actually in the front, I wouldn't have stormed. I would have walked in, and when they broke the doors.
When we're talking about storming, you know, Sawyer had written up a very interesting take that she saw, and I think we'd like to give her 3 minutes now just to read it to the public. I think it's important that the public hear it. So if you don't mind, give us 3 minutes. Let her read her
But my question
take.
to you is, are you upset with Pence for not listening to Trump?
Very upset. It's not a question of not listening to Trump. It's a question of Pence doing what is right.
But the law is the law.
No, it is a question of the law is, first of all, debatable. It's not exactly the way that you've heard
for
it.
200
there is
years,
a certain amount of flex. 200 years, the Constitution still the
doesn't
Constitution.
make a difference. 200 years, this is the system.
No.
I mean,
He
I
still had
agree.
that right.
So
he still had that legal right to challenge. He could have thrown out the challenge votes.
The vice president is not challenged. The vice
No,
president...
but he can reject.
He can't reject without...
Well, he didn't do what had to be done in order to preserve and save our democracy.
Do you think he has a chance?
Sometimes, even if you're going just albeit slightly to one direction in order to save what's a great thing, what has been historically a great thing, you must do what you must do.
You do know that Pence ordered in the military, not the military, what do they call the
National Guard?
National Guard to stop all of this. You know that. He's the one who ordered them in.
I'm disappointed with Pence. But I really would like to hear
what Sawyer...
he's
running.
It's a solemn day in and for America.
Oh, gosh.
The last hope for freedom and democracy in our republic has all but been obliterated. What began as a peaceful rally in support of the president so that our country would have perhaps a last chance of being salvaged resulted in tragedy. Not by any fault of our President Trump. He merely suggested that the standing rally evolve into a peaceful march to the point of where it all originates. The criminal locus, as it were, the halls of Congress. Needless to say, the Democrats had it well planned. They apparently even got Vice President Pence, who was sworn to uphold the Constitution, but rather shirked his duty to do so. As for the violence, now, many were involved, a mere handful of the hundreds of thousands that came in peace and left in peace. There is even reason to believe that those that were responsible for the attack on the halls of Congress were in fact Antifa, in disguise, that snuck into the peaceful support democracy and Save America rally. Now I ask, the Congress and the American people, where were all of you when terrorists of Antifa and BLM were rioting, looting, pillaging, plundering, and literally burning down entire cities across our country? And for what? To save our great democratic republic or destroy it?
Okay, so
regrettably,
Let her finish.
The latter. Now, how's that for a double standard?
Well,
how does it feel when true evil vanquishes good for selfish, nefarious motives? I suppose all we have left now is prayer.
I agree. I agree very much with the sentiment.
So Sawyer, you want to be like a real reporter, right? I mean, you were very eloquent over there, very elegant.
It was the nicest thing you said today.
Right. I didn't understand it.
To you.
Right.
I happen to wholeheartedly agree with her sentiments.
It doesn't make a difference you're agreeing with her sentiments, but here's my thing. But first of all, Sawyer was so mean to us in the car. So whatever she said now, I don't believe a word she said.
Oh my God, every 5 minutes, you Tishlers, every 5 minutes.
Tishlers.
You hungry? I feel a rumble in my stomach.
She wouldn't let
Potato chips. You should see Heshy's car. I'm telling you, you need somebody to come tomorrow and like fumigate it. There's food plastered everywhere. Every 5 minutes they pull over to every gas station. Oh, there's a bagel shop. Let's go to Baltimore. 45 minutes in this direction. We could have been there 3 hours earlier.
Do you see what she's doing, guys? She wouldn't shut up in the car for a minute. Who needed to play the radio? She entertained us the whole time.
That's why we bought you a bagel.
Right, and we tried to keep her quiet. She wouldn't let us go to the bathroom.
You're complaining that you're late when you sabotage yourself. And I pointed out, and I'm the one that's starting something.
You're playing with fire, Heshy, over here. You can't win.
I want all my listeners to hear how I suffered for 4 in the morning till 8 at night. You're lucky I didn't cut my wrist and we even made it back to this show because I was actually looking to drive over the cliff. Anyways, guys, I want to ask now, I heard that the FBI is investigating that the Biden, I don't know if it's true, but this is what I got in breaking news, that the Biden campaign paid off judges in Pennsylvania to rule against
I wouldn't be at all surprised. Trump. I wouldn't be at all surprised.
But it's stupid. I mean, again, do you believe that a judge would
I believe that now, after what I've seen, after I've seen a rigged election that was flipped over and that resulted in something that theoretically, technically, mathematically could not have been. After what I've seen happen in this country, I can believe almost anything at this point.
Heshy, if the FBI even were to get a videotape of and deposited checks with routing numbers, with the bow tie on top of it, somehow
They still won't do anything about it.
Somebody texted me.
That's right.
Somebody texted me, what happened today should never have happened. Joe Biden should have never been declared the winner.
Right.
There was unconstitutional changes in the election rule prior to the election. Now, this is where I can agree with you. The Constitution says that state legislators determine the time, place, and manner of the election.
But they didn't do it in this
Not
case.
for governors, state Supreme Courts, and so on.
They went around their legislatures, the states, Pennsylvania especially. So what they do, the Secretary of States of the respected states went ahead with the governors, and they went ahead and made those changes without going to the state legislature and proper timing at all.
So here it is. You're all complaining about something we can't do nothing about. So here is what I want to talk to you about.
We tried to do something about it.
Here in New York City, to my local listeners, and I am running for city council, and I'm going to make this a safe city. There's an idiot pig dog assemblyman by the name of Nick Perry. And I'm not joking about it. He's an assemblyman. They were outside his office. They were protesting. They were chasing him. He's coming up with a rule, or law, legislation, that says it's called Passage A146. A146 is, listen to this, guys. If the government deems, it means when you go to a doctor, that your health is detrimental to the public or to any of your neighbors or your own family, they can come to your house
and remove you.
Remove you, detain you.
Oh my God.
For a long period of time. Now, I'm telling you now, there was a 73-year-old woman who
Socialism in action. It's happening.
She was perfectly healthy. She walked every day. She's a friend of mine's mother. He was in my office yesterday. She walked every day. I'm talking, she walked faster than me. Okay, everybody walks faster than me.
It's not a choice if they come to remove you.
But this woman...
If this bill passes...
This woman was working till now, and I want you to know something, my children. The woman worked. She went to her doctor. She was nothing wrong with her. She says, I'm feeling a little bit weak. The doctor says, you have COVID. You got to go to the hospital. And after complaining, so these people are pretty wealthy, they took her to the hospital. They took her to the hospital in a private ambulance, not an ambulance, a private service. They took her in. They sent a private doctor for her. And then the hospital did not stop letting them in. Only like 2 hours, 3 hours, and all of a sudden they went over to, you have to be on a ventilator. She says, well, okay, if that's what you say, your oxygen level is low. She says, I'm not really feeling too bad, but I'm not feeling well. And it was really, I believe it was the flu. A week later, she's dead. Now, somebody's got to tell me, with a lady like this, that was perfectly healthy, that was walking around all the time, she wore a mask. She was so scared she wouldn't let anybody into the house, her own children who lived next door. The way I understand it, she was so healthy and young, she used to sit on the floor and play puzzles with her grandchildren. When she went to the supermarket, she wore 2 masks,
This is a
gloves.
catastrophe.
Yeah.
This is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And this goes more to the point of what this new legislation that you're telling us about. This is undermined, or it's not undermined, underscored by the fact that so much is happening. Look,
but they're going to pass the bill. No, Boomy. They're going to pass the bill.
This is horrifying.
Listen to me, New Yorkers. It's not a joke. These guys are doing it. You're letting them get away with it. Somebody has to stop them. I'm standing up.
You've got to stop them, Heshy, because what's happening on a local level is mirroring exactly what's happening on a national level.
And
Could you imagine today there's another thing going on?
The governor is going to sign this. The governor said he's going to sign this law. Call your assemblyman, whoever they are.
This must be stopped.
I am calling my assemblyman. I'm having a fight with him. This A146.
I cannot imagine that Eichenstein will vote.
Not Eichenstein. What about Simcha Felder in the Senate? He's agreeing to this also.
What?
Yeah.
Felder is agreeing to this?
It looks like
I refuse to believe
you
that.
heard no saying.
And who's going to be stupid enough to reelect him?
You know what? He doesn't have to be reelected because he's going to be retiring in the next 2 years. He gets his nice 30-year pension.
Is there any way we can get rid of him sooner?
No. We have to change the laws,
I wanted
guys.
to say, this mirrors what's going on a national level because, here we have a congresswoman, Ilhan Omar, who doesn't belong in the House of Representatives. She's a traitor. She was born elsewhere. She's a traitor to our country, to everything we believe in our foundation.
She talks out against
America.
Against
America on a regular basis. Should have been thrown out of her head right from the beginning. Now she is drafting articles of impeachment to once again attempt to impeach Trump a few days before the term ends because of this break into the House of to the halls of Congress. It's shocking. It's unbelievable.
Shouldn't there be an article or some sort of a law that if somebody talks out against America and they're one of the states or something or representative, and it's treason. If you're talking out against us and you wish us ill and not well, then you should be removed automatically.
And this is something you got to stop on a local level, Heshy. This is happening to the city and the state. We have treason left and right. You've got to fight this to the end, Heshy.
We have an idiot congresswoman, AOC, that
Another
has
one.
lost this city billions of dollars. She has no idea of what she's doing.
Nothing.
And do you know that she's going to be old enough to run for president in 2024?
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Or vice. I'm just telling you guys.
I hope hell freezes over before that.
I know that. I know this.
But Heshy, you've
really
got a
not
fight
good.
on your hands. You're going to have to stand up the way President Trump does. You've really got a war coming on.
Just for your knowledge, for breaking news, during the siege on the Capitol, there was a lady that was shot in the neck, and I heard she died. Isn't that what you told me?
She died.
Very sad. And I saw a picture. She's a young lady. Tragic.
So I just want you to know, now the Democrats own the Congress. Democrats control the Senate. The Democrats control the White House.
That's another thing I wanted to ask you about.
So guys, I want you to know, oil is going to go up, which means gas goes up. I'm just telling you right now, your taxes are going up. Whatever you want to dream about, that you put the Democrats in power, no problem. You're right, all the people are going to get more welfare, more stimulus checks. Where do you think all these trillions of dollars are going to come from? Where do you think they're going to get us from? You think the government's going to stop working? You think
They'll get raises.
They'll get raises and continue raping the people. Heshy, I wanted to ask you about that. Yesterday night, when I went to sleep at about 11 p.m., okay, I saw that the two Senate Republicans in Georgia were 3 points ahead. This morning, not unlike what happened to the president.
Hundreds of thousands of votes.
So what happened this morning? All of a sudden, when I woke up this morning, it was a total flip around. They were 2.5 points behind each one of them. How did this happen? This sounds exactly like it happened in the presidential race.
And the second that they started switching the numbers, you saw the Chinese market goes up. You saw that Twitter, Twitter canceled Trump's.
So what happened? Was this a fraudulent, stolen election too?
Twitter canceled Trump's account, by the way, today, after the thing? They actually canceled it. But here's my deal, guys.
But Heshy, is this fraud also?
See, here's my problem. We claim fraud. We say fraud.
We've proven fraud in the presidential election.
And how come nobody...
How come, just like Sawyer said a moment ago, if the FBI were to continue its investigation and found Biden to be guilty of everything alleged there, and they delivered all the evidence in a gift wrapped in a box with a bow on top, in Sawyer's words, all of a sudden it would disappear and nobody would know anything, would be nothing. You understand? Because that would be Biden.
Well, Mike, I have a question for you. Everybody...
We have all the evidence. The evidence has been delivered. Giuliani gave the evidence. Everything is there. Hundreds of thousands of votes. You turn it over. It's clear. It's black and white. You can't dispute the evidence. All you can do is avoid the evidence, avoid listening to it. Because if you go ahead and actually hear the evidence and want to look at the evidence with a true open eye and a real genuine perspective, you see that it's impossible that Biden could have beaten Trump, and it didn't beat Trump.
No, I don't know. You're talking half of the country saying it, and we just...
That's right. All the other half of the country that says no, not because they've seen the evidence.
Did Mr. President Donald Trump, our wonderful man, did he actually today, did he acknowledge his loss? I mean, he did say...
No.
He didn't acknowledge his loss. What he did
He
say...
should not never acknowledge it because it was stolen from him. He did not lose this election.
He did say that, but he did say that we are not going to cause any more trouble, which means he is going to hand over the reins to Biden.
That may be, but he should never concede. He should never publicly concede and say, I lost or Biden won. He doesn't have to do that. He can walk away. He doesn't have to be, he can leave. He can go down to Florida, whatever it is. He'll be around anyway in the future in the next 4 years. But nevertheless, he does not have to concede by any means, and he should not concede. You do not concede when you did not lose by true votes. Well, it's a lie. It's a cheat. It's a fraud, and he should not concede, and he will not concede. Well, I do not believe he'll do that.
I want to just ask you one thing. You do know that I took, I did do the shot. I had a video of me taking the shot, and it wasn't the vaccine. The shot that I took was a flu shot. Right. I have to take it every year. I take the TB shot, like I was telling you at the beginning of the show, and I will take the vaccine, like I told you guys. Is the vaccine safe? Are you going to take it, Boomy?
I believe I will.
Why? Everybody says it's dangerous. They're going to put tracking devices in you.
See, to this point, I don't think that would happen. I think, the vaccine was developed under Trump's auspices. I don't think something like this would go on.
But Fauci was watching it too.
That's correct. That's true. That's the only reason why there's any possible hint of suspicion, but I do believe that the vaccine is real, And I think if everybody were to be vaccinated, I think on the whole we would be able to put this horrible chapter of the COVID-19 behind us.
So they're saying that if you take the vaccine, you're going to die.
Bullshit. I'm hogwash.
Wow. We're not with crackpot.
Right. We're not with crack. I don't believe that.
So here's the deal, guys. Already 1 million people plus have been vaccinated in Israel. About 1 million something, I think even more.
I have heard of no fatalities and no problems.
Somebody said one doctor here, one nurse there.
Baloney.
But one old man died after 2 hours of a heart attack.
Right.
When I took
because of the vaccine.
When I find people that tested positive after they took the vaccine.
So far, I have not heard anybody was tested positive.
I think whatever these are make-up stories.
But my thing is, even when I take the flu shot, I wasn't feeling well for a few hours afterwards.
Sure,
so
any vaccine that you get could have a possible short-lived detrimental effect, and what the long-term detrimental effect, if there is any detrimental effect, long-term detrimental effect, we could not know about until the long term, until many years have passed. We don't know that. Any vaccine, just like you say, Heshy, if you take a flu shot tomorrow, you don't know what might ultimately result 30 years down the line from today's flu shot. But the presumption and the assumption it has passed FDA approval. It has passed the approvals necessary in Israel as well. And Israel is certainly not coming up with all this propaganda and all these theories and all these things that have done.
And China? China?
Well, China is a different
story. They're saying China has a different kind of a vaccine, which is almost the same.
Well, the Chinese would take care of themselves. That's right. They're only interested in taking over America.
Right.
Taking over the world domination.
All I know is I know that they're very blacked out with their propaganda and so on, but really I haven't heard anybody dying.
No.
I haven't heard.
No. I believe that the vaccine is safe, and I think people should take it. I will take it. I anticipate taking it. Unless I hear... Before it comes to me, if I hear something real and genuine, something that's shocking and that really comes out there saying, don't take it, I anticipate taking it.
Okay, Bumi, I want to go back to the rally that me...
Please tell us a little bit more, yeah.
Right, me,
you, Sawyer, and your nephew.
My nephew were there. People came to the rally. I'm talking, you heard 100,000 of people, somebody told me over 1 million people.
I heard several 100,000.
Right, so... Why did all these people come out if there was no chance? Or it was just to say goodbye? I mean, we came from all over the country.
No, because when they initially came,
and it was
there
cold.
Was a chance. There should have been. There should have been a chance.
It was very cold. So these people.
Okay, that's right. Had Mike Pence done what he was supposed to, and had
you knew he was never going to do it.
Okay, but there was another option. There was a third option.
Go ahead.
Texas Senator Ted Cruz gave a beautiful third option and said, let's wait, hang on, let's take 10 days. Let's examine this by bipartisan panels, a proper, a thorough investigation as to what went on here with the machines, with the votes, with everything that went on. That would have been, you could have put a 10-day hold on it. If that would have happened.
You couldn't have, because that was January 6th. 10 days is January 16th.
Yeah.
That's 4 days before.
Okay.
If they would have. So
you could have still made it by the 20th.
Once you certify, the Constitution says on January 6th, they certify the election. Once the election is certified or uncertified, that's the way
everything is under normal circumstance. They did not have to certify today. They could have stopped the certification, just as Senator Cruz suggested, in view of the extenuating circumstances, and they could have given it a proper, real, true investigation and come to genuine conclusions of fact and then base the law on that. Had they done that the proper way, they would have seen that Biden did not win and the true facts that President Trump did get the proper and the fair and the legal votes. This thing could have been overturned, and he could have been sworn in again on January 20th.
I agree with you.
They're not following any procedures anywhere.
The problem is you had January 3rd. Okay, it wasn't over January 4th. You had a week later, January 11th. November 15th, November 4th, November 15th, November 21st.
This was the next step. Was January 6th is when it first went to the Congress. Right, it did not yet go.
Why?
Those were slates of electors in different states. Now, those slates of electors made it to the halls of Congress and were presented in the halls of Congress. This was the opportunity for the Congress to create the proper ways and means to go ahead and do an investigation, as Senator Cruz suggested.
You know what? You're getting angry.
I'm very angry. I'm very disgusted with the outcome, because I know how tragic this is going to be. A lot of Americans out there believe, it's going to be lovely. It's wonderful. There's going to be fairness and equality and everything, and now it's going to be lovely. It's not. People are deluding themselves. You had a president who, despite the plague, managed to have less unemployment than historically ever. You know, he was managed to do that. He managed to keep all of his promises. We are not getting inundated by illegals because the wall was built and for all the other reasons. We have a strong economy, notwithstanding everything that happened, and we're going to get better again.
1 minute, we're not getting inundated by the illegals because of COVID. Nobody's able to leave.
No, it also has to do with the wall. It has to do with other things. They're lining up in caravans right now outside of the wall just to get into this country illegally. So it's not only because of COVID.
They want to take money.
They want to take. That's right.
I
don't want to pay my taxes.
The wall was already paid for.
I don't want to.
They want to stop it, and then they want to start breaking the wall back up.
I don't believe it.
Heshy, I don't want to pay taxes in order to support the freebies that are given to illegals that are not American citizens and have nothing with this country.
This country barely has enough to take care of its own homeless.
That's
its
right.
own veterans.
That's right.
We should be taking care of our own.
I believe America first. That's exactly right.
Always. And if we have anything left over,
then we can go ahead and deal with it.
Then we can. But you take care of your people, your citizens first.
Charity begins at home. Particularism before universalism. Our responsibility is to be...
One minute. Say that again. I like that.
Particularism before universalism.
I don't get what that means,
well, we have to be particularistic first, which means take care of our own first. We have to have a strong army, which he did. President Trump rebuilt the army, which Barack Hussein Obama all but obliterated. Our armed forces are rebuilt in its entirety. He has kept every promise. America is growing. We have stand tall again. We have pride in America. We had at least until all this, balderdash came into being with this fraudulent and rigged election. We had everything, and everything was getting better, and it would have continued to get better. But you know something? It's not. The market is going to crash, the stock market. The people are going to be going hungry. Socialism is not a good thing.
I don't believe it's going to crash.
Market is going to go down.
Why?
Socialism,
I believe it's going to go up.
No, it will not go up.
Why?
Socialism is what is not a good thing. You see, it's been experimented throughout history in different stages, in different locations. Besides communist Russia and Venezuela, you look at those, you look at Cuba, you look everywhere. They are doing everything to destroy the foundations of our republic, of democracy. This is bad. This is horrible. This is tragic for America and for the world, because the stage that America sets is what happens out there in the entire world. And once America goes down, and it goes down under Biden and his administration and his cohorts, and all of the people around him, which are controlling it, including Nancy Pelosi, Schmucky Schumer, all of the others, the squad. This is tragic, because we were rebuilding and we were coming back. And this is going to be a harder stern. We're going to reverse course, and we're going to go back to the days of Obama, and maybe probably
God
even worse.
help us, Obama. You know what Obama did?
That's right. Probably even worse, Heshy. So this is aching me. I have a broken heart today, and I've had it all day today. I'm feeling miserable about all this. I can't downplay it. I can't understate it.
You know what? This is who are you blaming then? You're blaming that. Stop a moment. Whatever you want to say, 70 million people, somewhere in the millions.
In the millions
came out for Democrats.
First of all, it's not as many as they say it is.
3 million cheated, 4 million,
whatever.
10 million.
Let's say the millions came out. Weren't they deluded? Did they know who Biden was? They know what it's about. The majority of the Americans out there that voted for Biden and for the Democratic Party, do they know what real socialism is, what communism is about? Do they have any about? Is it true? Or is it maybe? Maybe there's a lot of reverse racism going on when, in fact, Biden is historically the biggest racist that ever walked the planet.
Stop it. Biden has been in politics for 47 years.
And during those 47 years, he viciously and vehemently was against desegregation. He wanted to keep the schools segregated. He said it in so much, and he said it blatantly in those terms. He wanted to keep the schools segregated.
And he contradicts himself to whoever's listening. He'll tell you what you want to hear, and then he'll tell the opposite.
I'm tragically sad. I know a lot of African Americans. They are very intelligent ones. I have clients like that, and they say they know what's happening here. Then I have no African Americans, unfortunately, that went out there and voted not because they felt Biden was going to be better, because Trump was a better president. African Americans all than any other president in history, at least since Abraham Lincoln. Now, what did they believe? They believed that since Biden took on a half African-American woman So why? Because she is the vice presidential candidate, so they're going to be proud and give their vote to her, and it doesn't matter what she stands for, what the administration stands for. That's what I call reverse racism, and I'm talking about that a lot lately, reverse racism. It's you go out and vote based upon what you think is going to look nice for you, but in the meantime, even if it hurts, you're spiting, what's the expression? You're
bite your nose to spite your face.
And that's what they've all done.
But how many according to you, the African Americans are part of this country? It's only like 14%. They make up 14% of the minority.
No, I'm not blaming it entirely on them, but a lot of them.
Wait. Out of the 14%, you're right. Last time, I think 4% came out for President Trump, and about I think it was like 8% of the Latin vote.
And it was near reversal this time.
No. Now it was 8% of the right. The point is still out of the millions of the African Americans and Latins, only 8 or 10% of them voted for Donald Trump.
If you take those numbers, if you take the numbers, Heshy, and you look at the numbers. Those numbers alone would have been enough, notwithstanding the fraud, to have changed the outcome of the election. Because we're not talking about how many millions against millions. We're talking about the numbers that made the difference in the election.
We're going, you know where we're going? We're going so far out of the way. Do you know?
Actually, you are going to have a future now. You have got a big
fight
on your hands as a councilman.
Yeah.
You're going to have to fight like hell the way Trump did. You're going to have to. You're not going to have a choice. If you want to save, at least start from the local level and the state level, which has an effect on the outside, on the national level, you're going to be fighting like hell to maintain democracy in our republic and fairness and everything that we stand for.
Right.
You've got a big job ahead of you.
Guys, I want you to know, I'm going to be here for the next 8 years. There's not even going to be a question. I'm joking around about being mayor. And people are always saying to me, run for mayor, And a lot of people, in the summertime, they made me run around and I went visiting different sites and camps and Heshy, we're going to support you. I am not only going to defend my community. I'm going to be working for the entire city, but I'm going to be working hard. And a lot of people, laugh, yeah, she will support you, or we'll vote for you, or we did vote for you. You guys don't understand. It's not a joke. If I get into office, I'm going to be fighting because I don't see. Look out. Look out your window. They're not fighting. There's a guy by the name of
You're going to need to form a consensus. But, you're going to have to merge with other councilmen, have a lead. You're going to have to be a leader.
There's a guy by the name of David Lobel. I believe he's an idiot. He wrote an op-ed about me. He says, he was bullied as a kid, and he wrote something bad about me. Listen, you stupid idiot. I'm the guy who defended you. I'm the guy who fought the bullies for you. When somebody comes and bullies me, I'm the one who fights back. Even if a kid, sometimes you have these little kids who are 16 or, I'm going to tell you a story about my brother, Sawyer, and this is with your father, Moshe, who's sitting next to me, who's supposed to be talking as one of my young kids. He's not saying a word. In the car, him and Sawyer wouldn't shut up the whole time, and now he doesn't talk. Anyways, when we were coming home, one day, me and my brother we were sent away to boarding school. And my little brother Sawyer was a short kid, shorter back then. And he was coming home with my sister who had Down syndrome. And as he came home, 2 big bullies came over to him and grabbed his yarmulke. And they had the little one, beat him up. Right. The little one beat him up just to show, because he couldn't do anything. And they took his yarmulke and they burnt it. And these 2 big bullies pushed him around. Me and my brother came home from school. He pointed them out to us, and we went over to the little kid. Why'd you beat up my little brother? My big friends came, and he ran home and he went to get his big friends. And the big friends were over there, and we were standing with us, us boys, and they brought their little BB gun. I remember my brother Getzi had a little mace gun that I bought for him, because we lost our father. And he walked out with the gun, and we said, we're not scared of you. We're going to take you on. And their friends started coming out. We said, we're going to take on the whole block. I'm the guy who fights the bullies. When a little kid, but I don't even care if you're 6 years old. You're 10 years old. Of course, it's foolish. I'm saying now. But if you're a kid and you're going to bully somebody, whether he's 50 years old, 60 years old, or 10 years old, you're still a bully. I was in a store. Not this Saturday night, because I go to all the pizza shop, and I'm telling you guys the story in the air. This kid came over to me. I'm not going to say his name because I found out who he was. He came over and bullied me. He embarrassed me. He started screaming. I would have walked away because I'm not scared. I really don't care to be embarrassed. My wife was standing there. Now, you know what it is that when my wife and kids are standing there and you shame me, and I don't stand up for myself, and I come home and I sit with my wife on the couch and we're talking nicely, and she's saying, Heshy, you're not a man. You're a zero. You let some little bully push you around. I know he was a stupid kid.
She calls you hero, not zero.
So but he was 19 years old. He was smelling from pot, but whatever. The point is, he was a bully. He bullied me whether he was 12 years old or 19 years old. And he wanted to show it off. Many times I get these phone calls from this school in Lakewood. I don't know if we're at a yeshiva or Moshe or they call me and they threaten me and they bully me. What do you guys want me to do? Stand there and smile? Then why do you want me as your councilman?
No.
Why do you want me to open up your parks? Why do you want me to fight anybody? When you get in trouble with the police, who do you think is going to knock on their door? Me.
That's right.
And that's what I'm doing. I'm not a bully, but sometimes I have to use those tactics to defend you.
You're going to have to defend us and defend yourself and defend us against the real bullies. What do you think has been happening for the last 4 years in national politics? Trump, our dear president, has been bullied relentlessly by the Democratic...
And he fights back.
That's right.
Not all the time.
Or the demon rat establishment who have just been trying without end to destroy him at all costs.
So I want you to know...
4 years of being bullied relentlessly. For what?
President Trump did fight back. He fought back every single part of the way. But the last few months of his presidency, he screamed back, but he didn't fight back hard enough.
You know something? The 4 years of getting pounded away at, he's getting a little tired.
So I don't get tired. I don't get tired.
Well, I'm younger too, and you haven't been pounded relentlessly.
I have been pounded.
Not to that extent. Pounded while in office for 4 years relentlessly.
You see, everybody gets pounded in their own way. Right. I fight the city. I fight many different government agencies. Me and my partner, we go, we give paperwork, we come back. We have inspectors screaming at us. We have agencies that are denying our paperwork. I have people that can't sell their homes and are paying. I have a guy in who's building a lot of low-income housing in Williamsburg. Wonderful man. He's building it. He's going to make a profit. He's building it. He went through hell for 2.5 years. He finally got it done. The city went after him. He got a judge that told him that he can keep building. The city comes after him. Now, this man is paying tens of thousands of a month in mortgage payments, in fees, and legal fees, and still they're coming after him, and they get tired. We get tired, and I don't understand every which way we turn, they come after us. So you're telling me I'm not exhausted? Of course I'm exhausted. But again, I'm going to keep fighting. And why am I running for city council? Because I know I could win. Not that I can win as a seat, as being your councilman. Maybe I will lose the election.
No, you don't win the fight for us.
But I'm going to win the fight for the people. I will work on homeless issues. I will work on parking issues. You know that there's a speed camera like on every 8 blocks I've been watching now? I'm just telling you, I'm going to stop the speed cameras. I'm going to stop this stupid low driving of 20 miles or 25 miles an hour. Yeah, I'm going to keep the speed cameras by the schools for safety reasons. I am going to be very careful. I'm going to be on top of the garbage people, which I love very much. I love those firemen. I'm not going to let them get defunded. I'm never going to let you touch my police officers. Yeah, there's always some stupid guy around. Most of them are pretty good, except for this Chief Monahan. Do you know what he did? On New Year's Day, and I said it already, on New Year's, this dog stopped all of us from coming over there, getting up on his stage there. If nobody better come. Not only did people come that he allowed to come to Times Square, the mayor and his wife danced, made fun of us, danced while we all were locked in our house. And I saw many other people that had their prestige or pretty famous. There was a lot of people in Times Square. Sure, there was no million people there. A lot of friends were allowed. Either it's nobody or everybody. And this Mr. Monahan, I hope I get into city council. I don't know how I'm going to give you a chance. I love my police officers, but Chief Monahan, you're the way around. I'm going to find a way to get rid of you. I'm not against the police, but Monahan, you're wrong. I don't care that the mayor is your boss. Either is there a law? The mayor does not have to follow the law?
People don't get it. They had a New Year's party with the ball dropping and paper machete, everything falling down. And people don't realize that the cops that are there and the protection and everything that's being provided over there for that event is being paid for.
Our show is coming to an end, everybody. We got 1 minute left. I want to thank you, everybody. We're in our new studio. I hope you all listened. Happy New Year to everybody. What?
I'm actually more comfortable here.
I'm very comfortable here. I want everybody to know that you're always welcome. Don't forget my big party on Ocean Parkway and Avenue H by the Chabad. We're going to have a lot of chulin, kugel, kishka, whatever you want to know.
And no sheriffs.
I know sheriffs. I promise you. And I'm going to 8 more weddings this month. I promise you, I'm going to try to get invited to more. Watch our show next Wednesday night. I don't know if we'll be on this radio, but for sure we're going to be on YouTube and Facebook. Email me at Just Enough Heshy. Subscribe to Just Enough Heshy. Good night, everybody. We love you. Where's the music? How come I don't hear music? I don't know.